Hello, hello, here we are, ready to go as a superstar. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go like that, let's go like that. Top chat, and pop out. Team list. Just waiting for the team list to come through. Hello everyone, welcome on in if you're here. We're just waiting on the team list to come through. If you feel like saying g'day, if you feel like team lists are here, but if you feel like saying what you got this week, what you're planning on doing, that would be great while I get this all set up. I've actually just got to set up this window and we are ready to go. Thanks for being here. Hope you're having a good season, maybe a bit of a comeback. I see a picture of Karaz, which is a great sign. So yeah, that's nice. And a picture of Reese Walshy and Cody Walker. So that's very cool. We're just going to wait a few more minutes, a couple more minutes, and then we're going to get into this wrap up. Got a couple of pods for you that we need to speak about, and then that's basically it. So Karaz coming back is pretty cool, I'd say, if he is. But yeah, feel free to plug in any questions you have, any trades you're thinking of or that you actually are doing and you're like, you know what, I'm just doing this and I'm confident of it. But yeah, very, very interesting. Okay, so no, wow. Okay, so just looking at the start of the team list, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Undo changes. Do I have any? Okay, let's just do that. Just going to wait one more minute or so and then we'll get into it. Thanks for being here in the live stream if you are, and thanks for listening if you aren't in the live stream and you're like, let's see what he's got to say. Let's see what the go is with the NRL team list. Thanks for coming here. Appreciate it a lot. Ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. All right, let's get into team lists since they have dropped. Let's pause the music, get rid of it, and get straight into it. I'll timestamp in the comments when this video started, which is now. We'll do a bit of a blap blap. And welcome to the Rage Traders NRL Supercoach YouTube video. Today we're going through the team list. Oh, I put round 13. It's round 14. I'm an idiot. I can't even change that. Whoopsie. Oh, wait, can I? I can. Hold on. Me silly boy. Oh, no, I did do round 14. Okay, that scared me for a second. Maybe I typed in round 13, round 14. Here we go. That's what I did. Silly man. You silly man. All right, let's get into it, guys. Sorry, this is the round 14 team list. And let's get straight into the starting game. Knights versus Sea Eagles. 7:50 p.m. Going to be an interesting game. Don't know what team is going to turn up here. Is the Sea Eagles looking for a bit of continuous momentum, I would say. Kalen Ponga. Okay, so good. So there's a lot of ins here, but the main things to know that is obviously Kalen Ponga comes into the side. Fletcher Sharp gets pushed back into the 6, which is most probably pretty good for us. I think he's going to be touching the ball a bit more. I feel like against the average teams, he's great at fullback, but I like it when it's more of a important, tougher game when he's 6. So this is going to be interesting. It's at McDonald's Stadium. I think the biggest talking point here is, Marju is back. Is he in starting team? No. Marju's listed in the reserve. So pay attention for that one. That's going to be very interesting to see. Is he a late male sort of in? Don't know what the news is there. Callum Ponga is back at number 1. Shaw, Fletcher Sharp reverts to 5/8 and Jack Hoggett a halfback. Brody Jones starts in the front row with Leo Thompson. Serving a ban for the crusher tackle. So their front line is going to be pretty meh. Greg Marju closing in on return from a knee injury. Sure. Seagulls, Jake Travojevic is back, which is huge. I just think Manly are going to win this game. Jazz Tavaga slides to the bench. That is rough for Jazz owners. You would think maybe he could have been still on the field. I mean, see how he goes, see how many minutes he gets, but now he's really on your watch list for that one. Biggest talking point here, I would say, is Lehigh Hopoate really a must-have through this origin period now. I think if there's one time to buy him, this is your last time to buy him now, Lehigh Hopoate. If you've had him from 2 or 3 rounds back, congratulations. That's absolutely huge. He's been flying. I think with their draw, he is really, really close to being a must-have. So if we look here for Manly, they have Newcastle, then Gold Coast away into a bye, then West Tigers, Souths. Now, we also have to remember that any injuries could happen. Turbo could come back and he could go into Origin as well. So Lehigh Hopoate, not only is he emotionally just a stayer in the team because he just reverts to the wing. He's just so good for them now. I think the coach is mad if Lehigh doesn't sit in the team. He's just good at fullback or at the wing. So I just think he's a slot in. If you can afford to go in from like a Toya or someone else, I think you're just going to be matching the competition at the moment because a lot of people are going to get to him. Even if we sort of go down and I go by top percent, you're going to see that Lehigh Hopoate for the top 1% comes in with 83 of trades with a break even of 16. So that is most probably something you'd want to do. But yeah, it's completely up to you at the end of the day. But it's looking like he's just on fire at the moment. I'm not going to say he's a must-have for the season. He's not a season keeper, but he's definitely a great pick to have now. So yeah, I think Lehigh Hopoate is a great pick here. Garrick is also a bit of a talking point here. I think out of the two, you'd most really lean into Lehigh Hopoate just because with Origin. Now, something crazy here is if hypothetically, if Cherry Evans doesn't get picked for Origin, Dearden comes in, this is going to be really good for Olakau'atu and Garrick owners. So I don't think you're selling either. I think you're hoping that Dearden takes the spot. Maybe they move on Cherry Evans and kind of say, okay, your time's up. You've got a couple of seasons left in you and we want to invest into the future. Because even in the Origin game, we saw that Dearden started doing good off the bench and started being a bit of a Turbo no in. Turbo is no in The loss of Joshua. They haven't even mentioned anything about Turbo. So Turbo isn't even in the reserves. So, wow. That is either it's a big typo or it just is what it is. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So a couple of hits here to Manly with if you're a Turbo owner and if you're a Jazz Tavaga owner. I'd say they're the two biggest hits. Nothing much for the Knights. Maybe talking about a few pods later. One does come from the Knights as well, so we'll get into that. But that is the Knights and Eagles. I expect Eagles to win this game just with their momentum. Their team is strong, and the Knights have a really, really average front row. Unless this Elijah off the bench or someone can really do something, but I doubt it. But we'll see. Storm versus Cowboys. You're really scared here if you have any Cowboys players, because I think this could be an absolute routing. I don't think it's going to be a 60-0. Maybe something like 30-14, 34-14. That's what my guess is. If you're a Drinkwater owner, I think you're scared if he gets like a 30-40 this game. You hope he just snags one little easy attacking stat or a try. But at Amy Park, Storm, we know what they can do. Pappenhausen, fullback. Harry Grant in. Eli Katoa in. The team looking very, very strong here. Looks like their normal lineup. Any crazy ins? I think people have been talking about Kane Bradley. He's also been a trade-in, so take a look at Kane if you do like. Coates, Harry Grant return, sure. Liero will start. Okay, sure. Bronson Garlic goes to the bench. So if you have Garlic, it's getting a bit iffy there too. Joe Chan also makes way. Excellent on his list. Or sure. Payton has named the same 17 that got the money against the West Tigers in the thriller. Sure. Murray Tulagi or Tulagi and Jason Tamalolo calf remains sidelined. Okay, because there was chance of Murray coming back. So interesting there. So Supercoach wise here, it's Robert Derby, Zach Labour, Scott Drinkwater. If you still have Robert Derby or Derby, that is it's going to be, might be a tough watch, but we don't know. We don't know what Cowboys team is really going to turn up. Jackson Purdue off the top. I think he has like a 60 break even, 71 break even. So going to be interesting here. It's all about the score in this one, really. What Cowboys team is going to turn up. Nothing much here else for the reserves as well. But yeah, hopefully Drinkwater is going to snag you some points if you're still a Drinkwater owner, which I assume a lot of people are. Dolphins, Dragons. This could be an absolute score fest. I'm an owner of Clinton Gutherson, so I am hoping, praying for a nice game from him here. He got about a 60 last week. He's got a nice break even. Nathan Lawson being traded in a lot on the wing for the Dragons. If the Dolphins team turns up that completely obliterated like Bulldogs and they've done it before, like against Roosters and stuff, I think, for memory, it's going to be very scary for Dragons. I expect this to be a high-scoring game. We shall see. Hammer returns at fullback after missing the win over the Bulldogs on Origin duty. Jack Avarillo goes back to the centers. JMK, Leg and Lock Maxwell are listed among the reserves. So pay attention for that for JMK and Max Plath if that affects you. Do you think I should put Munster as VC? Most probably not. I would say if you could go Coates or Pappenhausen, I think. VC if you don't have Paps. You could. I'd need to know other people from your team. I think you might have better picks than that. But yeah, it's not bad. I just think out of all of them, Munster is the one that relishes off the points. That's all. Anything else here? Gula goes to the reserve, is in the reserves as well. Luciano Lealua comes in the starting side with Jaden Sewer sideline. That's pretty big. Mariner joins the bench. Winger Christian Tupolotto is good to go. That's huge. This is someone we can also go to from Toya if you want to have a little of a pod. The only reason he's a pod really is because of his injury. So this could be a really nice snag. He was close to coming back last week. It didn't happen. I think he's got a really low, a lowish break even, 42, 640,000. He's got a good base stat average. Could be a nice little play. They do have the bye next week. No, they have Sharks next week from memory, then a bye. So just be aware of that for the Dragons. Toby Couchin's also been playing very well, so look into that if you are lacking in the front row forwards. And nothing much here. Herbie could have a massive game. He could be a VC proposition as well. All right. Next one. Sharks versus Warriors, Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Sharks, the loss of Mulatalo to suspension is offset by fellow winger Sione Katoa's return from a shoulder reconstruction for his first game of the season. Wow. Teague Wilton is also back from a shoulder injury suffered in round 7. So Billy Burns slides to 18th man. Jackson Ford will start the game for the Warriors after Mitch Barnett suffered a season-ending ACL. That is horrible news, especially for him, first of all. But Colo now will likely go into Origin, so be ready for that. Also, Halasima right now, because of the Barnett injury, could be absolutely massive. If we look at him at the moment, he did get a try last week, so don't take that into his score into a massive consideration. But if we go to NRL SC stats, let's just take a look at Halasima because he is quite a good player. I was hoping he'd be doing a bit more by now, but maybe his minutes hasn't been there. Like a Halasima. So minutes-wise, he's been getting only 45, 63 minutes. Interesting. Very, very interesting now. I think he's a watch because they have Sharks, then they have the bye, and then you can sort of plug him in this period. But I think even round 19 or 16, he's absolutely raring to go. So pay attention, put him onto the watch list. Could be very, very big, but I think Sharks are going to get away with this one. AFB also versing his old team. And without Mitch Barnett, he could have a massive game too. He's a close play for a vice captain or captaincy pick for me. It's just his minutes, so I think he's more of a vice captaincy. But yeah, that is Sharks, Warriors. Also RTS, little look at him. He's been playing well the last 2 games. Nothing else. Aaron Clark, it's just more solidified his position now. I think he's going to be close to a 60, 70 minute, if not 80 minute player now because of this injury. So they've got Valmarga. He'll get some more minutes now. So if you still have him, hold him. Laban, Martin, and Stower Smith, who I don't know much about. So maybe look into him as well if he affects the front row forwards or the forward pack in general. And that is it. That is your play for Sharks, Warriors, and your lineups. Broncos, Titans. Expect the Broncos to win this one, but hey, you never know. Why do I see Jaden Campbell's name in the fullback? Why do I see it? Why? I don't know whether to be happy or sad about this. Okay, this is going to be a big watch. If his numbers drop here, it's going to get scary. We need to actually now pay attention to Gold Coast. Wow. Okay. So Des Hasler really changing things. So they have Broncos, Manly, Para, North Queensland. So it's quite good. Pardon me. They have Manly in round 15. So no DCE. Or maybe no Ola Kawatu, no Jake Trebojevic. So there's little things there that could happen. We just need to wait for those team lists. So he's obviously a hold, but we'll see what he does with his scoring. Reece Walsh is in. Can Reece Walsh be a play? Let's take a look at the old Walshy Dolshy. Walsh, 599,080 break even. The Broncos have the Gold Coast Titans into a bye into Sharks, New Zealand, Bulldogs, Gold Coast. So a bit of a tough draw there. I would sit and wait, see how he does, especially with the bye coming up. So don't go crazy on him yet. I think Tedesco is the must-have coming into next week after their bye now in round 14 anyway. All right. Anything else here? So the ins, nothing much. Brimson, Fitzgibbon, Payton, Foran, different Foran, Mullany, and Simpkins. So who are their halves? Kieran Foran and Tom Weaver. Sure. So Des Hasler making some changes here, of course. Tino, 13. Okay, so nothing crazy here besides the Jaden Campbell play, and nothing crazy for Brisbane besides obviously Reece Walsh coming back. Let's go to the next one, the Raiders versus Rabbitohs. Tamale, lock him in. If you sold him, I think this is when you are getting a bit scared because what he produced against the Roosters was incredible. I still have him. I didn't play him. I thought the Roosters were actually going to win pretty big that game, and I was completely incorrect, and maybe I shouldn't play fantasy like that, not who I think should win, but just two are good players. Tamale is one of them, a tackle buster, a try assister, and a try scorer. He's just absolutely amazing. He could potentially be close to a season keeper, but I think he's just got more money in him, and we move him to like a Carraz or a Lomax. That feels like the play. But looking at this, Papali has been listed as starting his record-breaking 309 in the game. Sure. Horsburgh moves to lock and Morgan Smithies to bench. Halfback Jamal Fogarty is back. Okay, that's nice to see. Two huge ins for Bunnies, Jack Whiten and Cody Walker. Okay, that boosts them quite heavily there. Jack Whiten, quite a good defender. Cody Walker, nice to have him back, who is very, very cheap. I've actually already looked at him. Cody Walker is like 300 and something thousand. 94 break even. I think you sit on him and he could actually be a play next week if he actually looks like he's performing well. But if he doesn't, I think just don't touch him for the season. Isaiah Tash shifts to the wing and Bentley Haight makes way. Sure. I think he was injured last week too. Sullivan goes to the bench. Jagray jots to the reserves. Okay. Interesting game, this one. This is going to be great to watch. I don't think anything crazy here besides a watch on Cody Walker. Great to have Fogarty back. Latrell Mitchell played amazing last week against the Warriors. Colo, obviously huge, but likely to go to Origin now. So get ready for that and prep up for that in your plans. And last but not least, I think it's last but not least. No, second last but not least, I assume. Oh, wait, no, it could be more. I don't know how many games there are this week. I think it's a full round. West Tigers Panthers. I should just shut up and say it. Latu Fainu is set for his first game since round 5, while winger Jarrell Skelton is also back on deck. So they do have some boosts here. Twal injured or lost to concussion. Safer shift to lock. Tony Sukar promoted to start. Brett Naden and Charlie Staines have dropped to the reserves list. Okay. Panthers, Coach Owens named the same 17 that took down the Eels. Okay, Garner concussion, Papali knee. Sure. Latu Fainu's on the interchange, however. Okay, Heath Mason, Jerome Luai stay. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. I think Terrell May could be a nice shout here for a captain, as always. They're playing at Combank Stadium. I do expect the Panthers to win this one, but we shall see. You never really know, do you? I've still got Nathan Cleary. He's named again. Awesome to see. Heath Mason. I know people have gone on him. Interesting. I think if they lose this game, you might see Mason drop and Fainu full come into the starting role. But it's a gamble. It's a risk. Nothing much here to talk about for the Tigers and the Panthers, especially with the Origin plays. If you still have Jenkins, maybe stay with him. Is he in the team? Yes, he is. He's at the wing. Casey McLean is next to him. That's what makes it tough. So bear with it or get rid of him now. Let's just look quickly at what Jenkins' BE is. 486,000 with a break even of dun dun dun. Why is it not starting? What's going on here? Let's refresh. Welcome on in, everyone. By the way, let me know your scores as well. Let me know what you're thinking of doing for your trades. Just feel free to say hi in the chat. If you feel like asking a question, I'll be more than happy to answer it. I don't know what's going on with Supercoach, so let's just keep going. Bulldogs Eels. Jacob Carraz is back, ladies and gentlemen. However, I've just clicked the wrong button. However, could he be Origin bound? I doubt it. I think you can go to him now from Toya against the Eels. Could be absolutely massive here. Let's just have a look at him now. What do you think Drinky is a sell this week? No. This is where it gets tough, isn't it? If you're a Drinky owner. You've got Melbourne, then you've got Dolphins, Sydney Roosters, Gold Coast. Now, this could be a part where some Origin players don't back up. I just think you're not vice-captaining him, you're not captaining him, and you're just holding. He should do well against Dolphins. He versus Sydney Roosters with likely amount of people here not backing up from Origin because it's the second game. Then he's got Gold Coast, and then you could possibly look at selling here for Melbourne and Bulldogs. That's completely up to you. But I think personally, we know what he's capable of. He can pop a 120 easy, and he's got some good games coming up against also a team that's going to have some outs with the bye. So just don't VC captain him. Should you trade Turbo out? Newcastle Gold Coast by Newcastle Gold Coast by. I think if you've held him, you have to hold him now, especially with the West Tigers Souths game. It's just very annoying. Just leave him on the side because you expect him now to come back against Gold Coast and then have a bye. West Tigers Souths, he could actually do some massive numbers. So I think you hold him. Completely up to you, but I do think you have to hold him if you took the risk on him having through. Or just try and find some news, see what they say about him. If they say it's going to be another 2 or 3 weeks, just get him out. But based off what the information is given, I would say that you have to hold Turbo now and just let this be. It's very unfortunate, though, because you've brought him in for these games and he's not named. So I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, very, very interesting. Also, Jack Williams is a big, big watch. If you want to take a gamble on someone, he is your man, in my opinion. The only thing is 2RF is so stacked, right? He could be an FRF play. He has a 6 break even, 549,000. He's getting some really nice scores. He's averaging sort of around that 60. He had a try last week with an 80, but then he had a 96 before that. So an 80 and 96, pretty good. He's playing much better. So are the Eels. They do come up against the Bulldogs and Melbourne. So maybe he's more of a plug-in after that. But I think he's someone who is the new 2RF of Eels and FRF that you could easily go to. So put him on your watch list. See how he goes. But yeah. Wait, Galvin is named? Wait, hold on. To reserves. Okay, because he's in my team. Galvin has been named in the extended squad in Jersey 3 and he chases a club debut. Okay, so we need to pay attention to that because he could come in and play. Center Stephen Crichton, prop Max King, Kurt Mann, Jake Kraz, and Saluka Fafita are all back on deck. So this is a very, very strong Bulldogs, if not full strength, close to without Galvin. Geez, this is going to be crazy tough for the Eels. Will Penasini returns from concussion. Talagi has been named to start. Sure. So this is very interesting whether you can go to Karaz now. If we look at the Bulldogs, they have Parramatta, then Souths, then bye. Now, if you don't know, Karaz absolutely tore up Souths last time as well. So did Crichton. I don't think he's going to be named to Origin. There's going to be no changes here. I think it's a very, very good play to go Karaz now because this is when I just think he could get some really nice scores here. We know his base is good. So what is he worth? Let's have a quick look at Karaz. Can you go... Is it more viable going Karaz instead of Hopoate? He has 126 break even. But still, he is a season keeper. It's a big, big decision. Very big decision. At the moment, I've got Herbie, Iro, Lucas, and McCarthy with Toyer and Smith. So there's some things I could do there. I'm trying not to trade this week because I really want to get to Desco last week. But yeah, that is your team list for the week, lads, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that helps you out with the information. We're going to go through just a recap of my week. So, I brought in Gutho. He was on par for 100. It didn't happen. I'm still happy with it. He made me some money. I go down 32 spots. My round rank was pretty bad, but I had some big outs like Adam Fanua Blake. I went down 32 spots. 2,940 is my rank. And 16.6 million team value. My total score, 16,455. My plays this week are either I do nothing, because I can have Iro, Farmworth, and Tamale in. And then next week, I can like right now, I could potentially fade Hopoate and just say, look, I've missed the boat. Go for Karaz. Go for Tedesco. I am 100% trying to get to Tedesco. let me retake that. Next week, I will have Tedesco in my team. So how I do it, I don't care. I still have Haas in. I'm very happy with where my team sits at the moment. I've held on Hubner, who has a 25 break even. Very happy with that. The problem is now I've just got so many players that are good sitting on the bench because I want Hosking this week against South. I want Tino, Tarpanay, Fanua Blake, Haas, May. Like, it's almost getting to the point where it's getting ridiculous that I've overplayed the 2RF position. And I think a lot of people are going Hosking to somewhere else, maybe in the centers. Maybe they're doing some DPP. But it's getting tough out here. So at the moment, my reserves are looking really, really weird because I have Pappenhausen, who will be my vice captain. So yeah, getting very interesting there. Plus, I've still got Hines on the bench. So maybe I do need to move a 2RF, swing up Lucas and get a CT dub in. I think it's getting to that point. But the problem is I don't want to get rid of Hosking. There's two things I'm really intrigued by. Why is everyone getting rid of Pappenhausen and why are people getting rid of Hosking? If we look at Melbourne, they have just insanely good. They have Gold Coast, then they have North Queensland. Sorry, they have North Queensland bye, which is fine because I'm going to have Tedesco and Gutho. Then Souths, Sharks, North Queensland, Newcastle, Manly. Like, Pappenhausen is amazing. He's goal kicking. I don't understand why people are getting rid of him, but each to their own. So this week, there's a couple things I'm looking at doing. Maybe I do move Payne Haas. I just think if I do that, it's next week. I have Drinky, Pappy Turbo. Who are you selling to get Teddy? So, great question. Very, very good question. I'll have 2 plays to get Teddy. 3, actually. I can go straight because I have 128,000. I can go Sharp to Teddy and just go, you know what? I don't want Sharp anymore. Or I can get a 2RF, sell the 2RF, bring up Lucas, bring up Sharp, then get Teddy. This is for me personally. Or I could get rid of Haas or just the next injured player if an injury happens. So I have a few things I can do. Plus, I could hold Toya, then use that as a play because it's very handy that I have Sharp in my team sitting at fullback who can then go into center. Lucas can move up. So there's little plays I can make, but I just think is an option. You could make a play where I think out of what you have, it's close to being Turbo. But because Roosters have a bye this week, I think you have to sit tight and wait. Now, if it was me personally and you said to me, what do I do if you only had one trade? I'm moving Drinky now, but I just think you're close to having, I think it has to be Drinkwater, Pappy, Tedesco, or Pappy, Tedesco, Fletcher Sharp, or, geez, it's tough, isn't it? Gutho, maybe. Could be Reece Walsh, could be Latrell Mitchell, but I think after Origin, it's going to be Mitchell, Tedesco, Pappy. I think they're your big 3. But yeah, it's very, very tough, right? It's very, very tough this period, but it's very good. If you have Sharp in your fullback, these are the little plays that you can do. The moment my team is sitting pretty good. I've got plenty of reserves. And if we go to round 15, I'm actually looking quite good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Galvin hopefully plays next week. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And the only trades I will do is for round 15 players. So I'm going to get Tedesco in. Toya won't be there. So I'm going to have 15 to 17 players for sure. So I'm very, very happy with that. And that's come down to like my buy planning, etc. Guys, some pods I just wanted to let you know of before we finish up. Angus Crichton, I think you need to talk about. Now, he obviously is in the Origin team, but it's going to get to a point where we might have to look at him. So keep him watch listed. When you go to him is completely up to you, but he is really, really cheap. 574,000, has a buy now, but obviously, and is not playing next week. But if he does back up, maybe you wait after that. So a very big watch for obviously 3 rounds ahead, I'd say, but that's when we're looking at getting him. So right now he is coming in, he's in his bye. Then he has Newcastle, which he doesn't play against. Maybe he's a play for round 16 or just round 18. Keep that in your watch list because it's huge. Another one is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Now the problem is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, they do have the Sharkies. Let's just go here. But he's 532,000 with 11 break even. And they come up against, let me do it this way. Tua. Roger Tua. How do you spell his name? Tui. Why can't I find you? Here he is. I've clicked the wrong thing. All right, so Roger Tuivasa, he has Sharks then bye. So maybe in this Panthers period, this Broncos period, maybe even round 19 again, keep him watch listed. He is back from injury and he's had 2 massive games. I think we need to pay our respects to him. So yeah, keep that obviously watch listed. Another one, and most probably the last one I want to mention, is Zach Labour. Now we know that the Cowboys have no buys from here. He has a 27 break even. They have a tougher draw, but I think maybe it's getting to the point where maybe we wait one more or we go now and just say, look, I'm going to sit him there as my buy player, as someone who's cheaper and I can plug him in when I need against the good matchups. And that is it. 389,000, 27 break even. You're laughing. And we know he does have capability. Last week he got 63, which is nice, but it was against obviously West Tigers, so don't read into that like crazy. But I think this is like that Kyle McCarthy play, but the difference is this guy is likely going to be a season hold or like someone who is just going to play for Cowboys over and over, and we then flick him off to a higher priced player. Watch list players for you. I've got 2. That I think will come into fruition. One can be now, one can be later. One is obviously Latrell Mitchell, so make sure you go watch list him. The other one is Dane Gagai for the Newcastle Knights. His numbers have been going up. He's 606,000, break even 48. Versus Manly, Sydney, Dolphins, Canberra. He has his base has been good too, 42, 44, 46 with 68, 72 and 80. He's actually on a massive little run here, so just pay attention to that. He could be a nice little grab as well. He's also a backup kicker if things go wrong in the kicking department, especially when Ponga is out. But that is it, guys. That is your team list. There are some pods. They're the plays I'm looking at. Thank you for watching. 29 of you. Whew, thank you. I appreciate you all. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've got to go now, have a shower and take care of my son. I appreciate all the support, guys. If you have any further questions, just chuck it on any one of my latest videos. I'll get to it. And good luck this week. Just quickly, captains, maybe we should go through quickly for you if you want to look at that. That's going to be very important. I think if you have Paps, he's a huge vice captain play. Where can we go here just quickly? All right. So Ponga, no, I don't think so. Look, if you go Fletcher Sharp, sure. I think Garrick, Hopoate could be a great place here, but I'm leaning towards Pappenhausen to start things off. I don't want to go Gutho against Dolphins because if this random premiership Dolphins team turns up, I'll regret that. Hines, I don't want to go into. Aaron Clark could be a nice little play, but I don't think so either. Reece Walsh, if you randomly have him, go for it. Go for gold. I wouldn't like Jaden Campbell here. Payne Haas could be absolutely massive this game, so that's something else I'm thinking of doing. I just don't know what his minutes are going to look like, but we shall see. This is basically a must-win game for Broncos as well, so I think he could be huge here. Canberra against Souths, no one really here because there's not like a consistent high scorer. I don't think it's anyone on South either. West Tigers, Penrith. Obviously, you've got Terrell May. Nathan Cleary could be a big one as well. A little screamer could be Karaz here because he's on the opposite side of Lomax. That could work out really well. The left edge for Parramatta could find a bit of trouble. This could be a really big scoring game, but interesting as well. But I think Payne Haas is really good this week. Terrell May, I just love the Pappy play. If you have Drinkwater, I wouldn't go there either. But yeah, that is my take on the captains. Just a little run through. And good luck, guys. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourself. I'll speak to you guys soon. Much love. Green arrows, eh? Nothing but green arrows. Sayonara. See you soon. Much love.